Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Is your host John from Robot Graphics. Today we'll be taking a look at an introductory course into the Pixellab. We'll be looking at the basic tools of Pixellab, their functions and the rest. If this is your first time in this channel, do well to hit the subscribe button so that you can be notified when next we upload videos. And if this is not your first time, do well to subscribe. Yes, subscribe, hit that subscribe button now. Subscribe to our channel. Do well to encourage us, subscribe and like the videos and comment. Yes, so today we'll be looking at Pixellab. Now what is Pixellab? Pixellab is simply a name that is coined from pixel and lab, and pixel is simply the smallest digital unit of an image, the smallest unit of a digital image. So Pixellab is just a combination of those two words, and it is simply an application that is used to draw, design, edit picture, and generally to do design. Yes, that's the use of Pixellab. So I would like to just take us through a rundown on the basic interface and the use of the tool. So first thing here, we have the plus icon at the top here. Now when you click on the plus icon, you see test, current date, sticker, shapes from gallery and draw. Now test, once you click on test, a new test will be formed and you'll be able to write out or to edit that test. Yes, how do you edit a test? You edit a test by just double clicking on it. So you form a test by going to this plus, clicking on the plus, then you click on test and a new test is formed. Yes, that's just how to form your test on Pixellab. And next we have current date. So you can insert the current date when you are doing your design for easy access. No need to be typing to this date. You can just go over there, click on current date and you have the date. And we also have sticker. Yes, you can add different stickers to your work. You can add different emojis to your work and the rest of it. So how to add the sticker is just simple. Just click on the sticker, it gets added to your design work. Now up next we have shapes. There are different of shapes available. You have the circle, the square, the semicircle. All you have to do is just to click on the shape, then tick the OK. That's how the shape is formed. So you can give the shape whatever color you deem fit for it to have, and that's that for that. Up next we have from gallery. From gallery simply means you'll be able to upload or to import files from your gallery into Pixellab, so you can bring in files from your gallery and make use of them in Pixellab, something like this. Yes, this is from my gallery, so I just brought it in to make use of it. That's just the meaning of from gallery. So up next we have draw. Also the same way you can draw on a piece of paper, so also you can draw on Pixellab. So you can create different objects, draw freestyle. Yes, once you are done, just click on the good, then what you drew will be found on your artboard. So after this we have the next icon that we have is the save icon. You can save as a project and you can save as an image. To save as a project means you are saving the raw form of what you are designing, meaning you can return to it tomorrow or another day to make some editing and some adjustments, and it will be totally possible. But when we save as an image, we are exporting, meaning we are saving it in a format whereby it can be used online on the social media and the rest. So whenever we come to save for such purposes, always ensure to save it as JPEG, no transparency, and the dimensions should be ultra. The dimension should not be high, it should be ultra. Now we can also save as PNG, but in this case we use this for logos or for elements that we don't want their background to appear. So that is just the difference. Once you are done with that, just click on save to gallery, your image gets rendered, saved, and you are good. You find your image on your gallery. So with the next button we have is the share button. You can share your work on Facebook, Twitter, Google and the rest. Yes, then the next one we have is quotes. You can easily add quotes to your work. Yes, there are a lot of quotes on Pixellab. You can just click on it and it gets added up to your work. next thing we have here is use image from gallery. Same thing as import, as I said. Full screen, use image from camera, export image. Same things that I was spoken about. To export image means to save it in a picture format that you can use it subsequently to post, to share, and the likes of it. So the next thing that we have here is this pencil tool. Yeah, this pencil tool is the same thing you find in your layers. It has to do with the movement, the orientation, and the alignment of your elements. So you can duplicate your work by pressing this first tool. You can increase the size, the maximum ratio. Also, you can also increase the size. You can centralize it. You can move it to the right, move it down, move it to the left, move it to the top. These are just the uses of this tool. Next we have is the delete tool. So you can delete some unwanted parts in your design work. How is that done? Just click on the part, then click on this refuse bin here. It says confirm, then you confirm, then it's gone. Yeah. So the next thing we have here is the undo button. For example, I made a mistake by deleting that second cake. What do I have to do? I just have to come up, click on this button, and it gets restored. However, it is important you know that in Pixellab there is the control code to undo, but you cannot redo. So once you make a mistake and you undo it, you cannot redo it, but you can always undo. Yeah, that's how it is on Pixellab. So the next thing we have is the zoom. You click on the zoom button, then you view in, you zoom in, you zoom out. Yes, that's the use of the zoom. Then we have the grid lines. Now the grid line just simply helps you when you are talking about alignment. Yes, so now I want to align Rehoboth and new text. We just have to make use of the grid lines so we can achieve a perfect alignment, so that one will not be bigger than the other one in a particular side of design. So we just use alignments to ensure that our text is evenly distributed and equally distributed on a particular place. So the next thing we have there is the layers. So now the layers reveals to you the elements that are present in your design work. So now for this one we have the picture of CR7, 2 cakes, Rehoboth, and new text. So now there are different things you can do here. You can switch off a layer, you can turn off the visibility for it not to be seen, you can lock a layer to make it unmovable. If you find yourself always moving a particular element, always, you can just lock it, or you can also edit it, yes, by duplicating or by increasing the size, or you can also centralize it, you can rotate it, and a lot of other functions. You can rotate it, yes, and a lot of other functions. So those, and you can also delete it. Yes, those are basically the use of the layers. Now let's move to the down. Yeah, we're done with the top, guys. So now in the down we have different backgrounds here. You see my project, you see different backgrounds here. Now these backgrounds are just provisions for you. Yes, there are provisions for you, like default background that you can use for your design work. So if you need a dark background, you can just click on one of these backgrounds and it will appear, or if you need a fine background, it will just appear. So they are just provided for your design use. So now the next thing we have is the text tool. So to add a text, let's edit this text. Remember, there are two ways to edit a text. Either you double click on it or you hit the edit button. Let's put Rehoboth graphics. Yep. So now let's bring this to the center. Let's use this as our case study. Now we can delete it, we can copy it as we have, we can move it to the front. In a case whereby you have different elements, there are some whereby they will be behind, that's to back, and you can bring them to the front. That's what it means to front. Now you have the position, you can centralize it, you can position the text well by moving it. You can move more faster, or you can make your movement very small. Yes, that's just the use. So now the next thing we have is relative position. This speaks of the center, the side, the angle, and the rest of it. So after that we have the size. You can increase the size of your text, you can reduce it, you can increase it with this slide bar. Then from there we have padding, the areas around an object. You have the left padding, or we also have the right padding. Yes, the left and the right padding add spaces behind or after an element. That's just the use of padding. So the next thing we have is color. You can add your desired color to your text, to your shape or whatsoever. You can give it a good color, either blue or any color. We have a lot of colors here you can select from. Just make your choice. The whole colors are here for you. In case you don't see the color you need, you can click on this plus button, then you select the color you want, be it green or whatsoever. And if you want a gradient color, here is gradient. Just click on this gradient, then you have access to a lot of gradient colors. Very simple. So now after that we have texture. Now what's texture? Texture simply means you placing an image inside an object. In other words, it can be called to power clip. That means to place an image inside a text or an object. So how do we do that? You just click on texture, then you click on this picture, then it takes you to your gallery to add the particular picture, to select the particular picture you wish to be added to your image. So I can just simply choose, let me go with this red that we have here. Let me just trim it to this part. Yes, so you notice that the red has been power clipped into the text, but you can adjust this effect by just pressing maintain ratio enabled. Then you can scale it, you can reduce it, you can increase it. So that's just basically the use of texture to place an image inside an element or an object. So opacity simply means the visibility of an element. So you can reduce opacity, it will become more faint. You can increase opacity, it becomes more visible. That's just the use of opacity. Up next we have rotate. You can rotate your work. You can rotate it minus 180, plus 180, and the rest. Next we have to max. Now to max is majorly used when designing logos and the rest. You make use of this very well. To max, to create wonderful curves, patterns, and the rest. So we make use of this very well when doing logo designs and the rest of them. So yes, up next we have font. Now font, also known as typeface, means how your text will look like, how your text will come out. So there are different fonts here on Pixellab. So you choose your font based on your design work. Your design work should define the font that you are going to use for a particular work. You don't use a too touchy font for a serious work and the rest. So the font has a very big role to play. So you can see the default font, and if you added your own font, you will see them here in my font. And you also have recent font, the font you used of recent. Now to add font to this section called my font, this refers to the font that you have on your phone. They didn't come with Pixellab, but you have them in your phone and you wish to have them in Pixellab. So it is simple, you can add them to Pixellab. You can check my channel. I dropped a video on how to add font to Pixellab. It's really a great one. Do well to check it out. And use it, guys. So next from that we have style. Now style speaks of boldness, it's been italicized and the rest. So we can bolden our text, we can italize it, we can underline it, we can remove all these properties by just pressing this last key. So that's just the use of style. Now you can define the area you want that your style to affect. Yes, by just dragging this selection to the areas you want it to affect. Good. So up next we have curve. Yes, in case you want to do certain design works that involves text flowing through a particular part, be it a curvy part or an arc or whatsoever. You can also make use of this curve for it to fit over. Like a round logo, you need to put a text round about it and the stuffs like that. So up next we have background. You can add background to your text, give it a green, black, white background. So the text will have its own background attached to itself. Yes. Then we have the align feature. Now what does it mean to align? Let me edit this text so you can really get the full picture of what it means to align. Okay, is mega. Yeah, let's do something like this. Okay, now to align simply means the position of how your sentence or your words will be arranged. So we have left alignment, center alignment, right alignment. Now you will notice the different movements that this text is taking, the different way the shape is forming. You see the center alignment, everything is on a straight. Then we have the right alignment and the rest. That is just the use of to align. Then when you talk about space, this space speaks of the space in between letters. So you can add the space in between letters, you can reduce it. It is based on your design. Some designs will go well with this, while some don't really need all this. So you understand the flow of your work, then to now determine the usage of elements that you do. So now in this other type of spacing, this has to do with the lines in between words. The first one was the line speaks of the space in between letters, but this one now refers to the space in between words. Yeah, in between words. So you must understand the difference so you don't get it mixed up. The line in between words can be increased like this. Yes, so that is just the use of that. So now we have stroke. Stroke is simply the outline around an object or a text. So you can give it the color you want, just play around, bring out something beautiful from it. So now up next we have shadow. What does it mean to have shadow? It's just a casting behind an object. So you can blur your shadow, you can reduce the opacity, you can put an outer glow to make it more visible, you can adjust the location of the shadow and the rest. Yes. Then up next we have inner shadow. In as much as we have an outer shadow, we also have an inner shadow. Now this inner shadow can be increased, it can be reduced, its offset can be worked on, and the rest. Now we have emboss. Yes, emboss. Emboss just gives your text a sweeter feel, a more real appearance. Emboss gives your text a real appearance. Now let me increase the size of this text so you can see the effect that I'm working on. Now emboss just gives your text a better feeling. Let me undo the effect that was done on this. Yes. So emboss just gives your work a sweeter feeling. Using the angle of light, the intensity, you can just create a bevel form or something very good from it. So we'll make use of all this in our upcoming tutorial videos. Just ensure you stay put, and remember, if you have not yet subscribed, please do so now. Subscribe to this channel. Then next we have the 3D rotate. Now 3D rotate is different from the normal rotate because this does rotation in a 3-dimensional form. The other one was a 2D rotate, but this is a 3D rotate. Now you can see the difference. You can see the output of this rotate compared to the other one. Yes, that's the use of the 3D rotate. Then we have the 3D test. You can give your test a 3D feeling of depth and the rest. You can give it depth, add a color and the rest. Yes, that's the use of the 3D test. Then the 3D shadow. The same way you have a 3D test, you can also have a 3D shadow that makes your work to look real. It makes your work to carry depth and have a deep feeling of reality. Then finally we have reflection. Yes, we have reflection. You can increase the distance of the reflection, reduce it. So all these tools are what you are going to combine very well, make a fine blend of, and bring out powerful design works. They are really exceptional tools that you can do a lot of wonders with them if you are skillful and you are trained on how to use them. So now the next place we have is what we call stickers. Same thing we spoke about. You can add stickers, you can import, you can draw shapes. Then you have your Bezier tool. This is also used to create curvy forms. We'll use this very well when doing logos. It is very, very important you know how to make use of this particular tool. You need to gain mastery over this tool very well. Now the next thing we have is the arrow. You can introduce arrow to your design work. You can introduce different arrows to your design work. Yes, that's just the use of arrows. Now from there we have the next tab where we have color. You can add color to the background. Now these effects are affecting the background, not just the elements. You can use transparent. It's affecting the background. Remember, you can adjust the image size. You can crop. Okay, let's move it from this transparent so that we can continue to see what we are doing. You can put an image. Yes, you have images. So the same way you have background, you can put an image and the rest. So all these are just features provided to you on Pixellab to help enhance your design work. So you can add image, you can also get from gallery, you can also get from camera, you can snap a picture and use it instantly. So up next we have the rotate. This one is used to rotate the background. Then we have the vignette. Then this vignette is just simply used to create a dark boundary on an object. So you can increase the thickness of the blackness, you can make it more lighter than the rest. Then we have noise. Very powerful tool. Yes, you can add noise to a design. You can enhance the appearance of the design with the noise. Now if you take a look at this design, you will notice some grain in the background. Some grain, yeah, some dots in the background. That's just the use of noise. It makes the work looks more sweeter and it amplifies the flow of a design. Then next we have the stripes. You can add your stripes here, different things, yeah, just manipulate them. Then you can also increase the brightness of your background or reduce the brightness. And next you have contrast. You can work on the contrast, not make it too shouty. And we also have hue, just different ways to manipulate a particular background. Then we also have saturation, how well the color shows, the thickness of the color. So those are just basically the tools that you have available on Pixellab. Yes, there are a lot of tools. They look small, but they are very, very powerful once you understand how to make use of all these tools. Yes guys, I believe you have gotten a great value from this video and I believe you're ready to start your Pixellab journey. I'll just encourage you once again, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, endeavor to do so. Yes, subscribe to this channel because we'll be releasing great content full of value, full packed content that you will really need and it will help you in your design journey. Do well to like this video and share to your friends. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.